Hello everyone and welcome again to Wellness Wednesday. Today I would like to share with you the 4 sequence, and the 4 sequence, or at least a part of it, because some of the holds are difficult to reach on yourselves. So we can always adjust a sequence or an adjustment so that we can tailor it to what feels comfortable for us. So this little routine is from the core textbook. It's called Harmonizing Safety Energy Location number 4. And let's start by placing the hands on the back of her head on Safety Energy Location 4, which is located right here. I'm going to show it to you here. Cervical 1 is here, which is the little hollow, and then location number 4 is right off that. So you can place your fingers close to the spine and then slide out and see where it feels good to you, and then observe also the difference between the right and the left side. Take a breath here and then move your opposite hand to location number 4, the one that feels to you that's more in need. So if it's this one, place this hand there, or if it's the other hand, if it's the other Safety Energy Location 4, then place your other hand there. So you're crossing over like this. So if you're lying down, you can you can lay your head back into your hand, so you're using the gravity of your head to really get nicely into the location. Even though we don't pressing or forcing, it's nice to to feel your fingertips, to go in a little bit firmer without pushing or forcing it. And the other hand, we will place it on location number 13. Location number 13 is at the third rib, so you can count. It's 1, 2, 3. That's where location 13 is. And again, you will probably go exactly on the same line. So if you're close to the spine, you probably go close to the spine here. Again, see what feels good for you. Check it out a little bit more lateral, and then just rest your hand where it feels comfortable for you. And usually the first place where we're going is exactly the place where we want to be, because we have this innate wisdom that guides our hand to exactly the correct spot. But in any case, you cannot go wrong, because the locations are each about 3 inches in diameter. So even if you're off a little bit, then it will absolutely still work. So nothing to worry about. Safety Energy Location 4 is also called the Weaving Princess, and it's a beautiful location. It weaves between consciousness and unconsciousness back to consciousness. So think about it, for example, for someone who's in a coma, this flow can be a dynamic, and it will help them to make a choice if and when they want to come back to this plane where we all live, what we know, or if they want to transition to the other side. So again, that is not something that we are doing when we are treating someone. When we treat someone and we place our hands, we are merely the facilitator. We are not doing anything or guiding them a certain way. That is all up to the person. So let us be very clear about that. We are like a jumper cable, like restarting the battery of the person, allowing for their life force to start moving again, to start flowing again. So that's all. And the same for when we work on ourselves. We place our hands. There's nothing more we have to do. We don't have to think of breathing in a certain way when we're holding the locations. It will automatically, the breath will become deeper, which you may notice. Feel the breath going into your lower abdomen, dropping your shoulders. I'm leaning my arm back a bit so that I don't have to hold it up. If sitting like this is not comfortable for you, then you can also come in from the other side and hang your hand like that. So whatever, again, feels comfortable for you. 4 and 13 harmonizes our chest line and our child ego state, bringing about peace and harmony to our feelings. And it's important we feel our feelings, it's important we allow them, and it's also important to process them so that we can find peace with them. So This first hold really helps with that. 4 is very important also if you are dizzy, if you experience dizziness. Usually the cause is in the fours, and also if you give someone a session, or if you give yourself a session and you get up too quickly, you may feel dizzy, and holding the fours will settle down that energy. So it's important that particularly the left four is open after a session. The left four harmonizes the head, and the right side our body, also the head and also the rest of our body. So check your left forearm. Let's take one more breath here and we'll move to the next step. The next step is moving the hand from location number 13 to 1. 1 is located right here on the inside of the knee. It's right on the knee joint, and yeah, it should be comfortable to hold for you. 1 is called also the prime mover, allowing us to move forward spiritually, digestively, and physically. Physically is located right here at the joint. Digestively, 1 helps to brings the energy down, so harmonizing our digestive system. And spiritually, the prime mover, if we are procrastinators, if we don't want to get something done, then going into your ones will help us spiritually to prepare us. One more breath. Very nice. And then the next step is we will move our hand to location number 7, which is at the pad of the toe. You can place your fingertips at the pad and the thumb over the thumbnail. And if you like, you can go right into the tip of the toe. The tip of the toe is where the exhale becomes the inhale. And there's a moment of stillness there. That's very important, that moment of stillness, this awareness when we exhale fully and unload completely and letting go of everything we don't need. That there's a little space a little space of silence before we inhale and receive the abundance and the fresh oxygenated breath. It is in this space that healing takes place. So let's focus on that for a moment. Exhale completely and allow for a little space, a little stillness before we inhale. Nice. And then we will move our hand to location number 15, which is right here at the top of the thigh. 15, bringing in the joy and the laughter. And when we have true happiness and joy, it's difficult for us to have the other emotions that we usually connect to negative emotions, such as fear or anger. Of course, they all have a purpose also, and it's important that we process them when we have the feeling, so we allow them and then we harmonize them with energy so that they can find its place. So 4 and 15, with the 15 we're harmonizing the hip line. We're always connecting body, mind, and spirit. And all 3 are important because they're all 3 a part of us. And then we will move our hand from the 4 to 22. And 22 is located right here beneath the collarbone. So at this moment we're holding 15 and 22. 22 is also where the thyroid is located, so wonderful for thyroid projects. And this 4 sequence is important to prevent stroke. If there has been a stroke, we need to clear the head. And holding 4 and 22, often it's the energy stops here and reverses into the head. Energy is supposed to move down the front of the body, and so it's important that 22 is open so energy can descend properly, that the energy doesn't move the wrong way. So 22 is important, also wonderful for respiratory projects, asthma, any kind of acute project really gets into those 22s. Very nice. And then we are now going off the book because the next step is 10, which is a little bit harder for us to reach on ourselves. So we will just hold high 19, which harmonizes the 10, high 19 for self-help, 10 if you would like to reach your shoulder blade. Again, opening up the chest line, allowing for the energy to descend, and very important again for our breathing. Very nice. So I will leave you here holding your upper arms. Thank you so much for joining Wellness Wednesday and the Art of Jinshin. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share the channel with a loved one. We love to see all of you, our beautiful global community. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next week.